October 17th, 2025. I'm one of your traders, Tom Hartman, alongside Mike NQ Sniper Christensen, co-founder and CSO of TraderSpouse. Up to 4 days a week at Price Action Live, we trade in front of you using the advanced trade execution engine known as TraderSpouse, the epic software that upgrades your trading. Whether trading stocks, futures, options, or crypto, TraderSpouse has got you covered. And today, we're trading prop firm accounts. All right. Well, the markets gave up the ghost last night. Bitcoin is still down. I mean, did you see that?
Yep. Unfortunately, that means
boy.
that major support zone was broken. I was sad to see that. I know a lot of people were hoping for some support at 109. I heard there was a bunch of liquidations done last night past that 110 zone. So it looks like next support on Bitcoin is about 99,420, back below 100,000.
I got 92 on my charts. I'm looking for 92 on Bitcoin.
Oh, you want to go further down here? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is so funny. People are like all up in our. Well, first of all, October 20th was always my date for the end of the cycle.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because the last two cycles for Bitcoin all ended 1,064 days from the low, and that would be October 20th. So I was not willing to do anything in size at all, really, at this period of time. And so I'm actually kind of excited if this ends up being the end of the Bitcoin cycle, because then it's like, oh, called it. And then I'd be looking to go short, invert the chart, and I would be short this whole time. But I'm surprised that it happened. It's happening so quietly.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a quiet fall. So normally speaking, Bitcoin needs to fall 50% before bear market starts. And we're not there. Like, where we're at. Bitcoin fell peak to trough right now. We're at, let's call it 17, which is like a baby move for Bitcoin. 17 is nothing. 33%, you get 33% drops in Bitcoin in the bull market all the time, all day, every day. Fine. Sure. And so people are pulling their hair out, not because Bitcoin fell so much, but because they were expecting $250,000 by now. That's the thing. So we'll see. And then there's this whole shenanigans of what looks like market manipulation in the back end, where there's these. Anyways, I'm not going to go into the whole thing of it, but it looks like some exchanges, foreign exchanges, are making order books, like they're preventing matches for order books except for sells.
Really?
Yeah.
You're seeing this on which exchanges?
Yeah, like their buttons aren't working, the orders won't go through except if they're selling. And it's like, wait, is this like forced selling of this?
That's some Robinhood GameStop conspiracy stuff right there. That's crazy.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's like real nasty right now. So it's not even really following technicals in the way that I'm normally used to. So it makes I like the normal manipulation of the NASDAQ, just the regular, normal market maker dealer positioning. I'll take that manipulation. It's very consistent. There's a lot of longevity to it. All right, we have 5 minutes until market opens, but I'm looking at, what are the levels you're looking at here?
Yeah, I'm actually moving stuff around. I'm going to do this a little bit differently now. Before, these were price alerts, but I made some fancy lines here with a little label at the bottom that says R1, R2, S1, S2. So we're right in the middle of this new range. As we look at the overnight sell-off here on the 2-hour chart, you can see there's a very significant bullish bounce here, which was good for almost 250 points. So very interesting reversal from the overnight session, and important to watch because it established support 2 here and what I'll now call support 1 at 646, 24,646. That was previously a support zone that was found back here on October 14th. So I want to see if we can get past the R1 zone now at 797. We kind of wicked below this line. This is all below the weekly VWAP. I'm expecting some kind of retrace here from this sell-off. So if we go peak to trough on the fib retracement tool, we could end up somewhere in between R1 and R2 at 883, but then I would expect heavy resistance right below 25,000, which is the psychological mark. So there could be a couple candles that move above the weekly VWAP, but I'm still kind of expecting a continuation here. I've been expecting it this whole time on this whole move. It's just been really choppy to get there. We had a really big sell-off A 786 retracement. I thought we were going for all-time new highs, and sellers just stepped in and pushed us back down again. So I think there's some potential that we could come back and retest the probably 23,800 level at some point in the next several trading days.
23,800. Let me see here.
But today, I'm expecting.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have.
We're all seeing the same thing, Tom. That's one thing that I've learned in years and years of trading is realizing that we're all kind of looking at the same thing. And determining the levels does seem to be the easy part. The harder part is putting on the trade and managing the risk properly, right?
Okay, well, to that end,
yeah,
the 1 micro,
yes,
to me has been now like
big game changing.
Game changer, exactly. Because I need sometimes a couple of tries to get in the right direction, and I'm fine with the $50 of risk or whatever that I'm taking it on every one of these moves. And if I miss it, I miss it. But if I do get it, it's amazing. So the my levels here for that I'm looking at is I'm expecting potentially a rise up today to the 24,947 level. Maybe even potentially to the 2569, even though I find that hard to believe. But the daily levels, unmitigated levels, 24,945. The reason for this is that whenever you get the down in the overnight, you usually get the rise in the U.S. session, and then vice versa. Except we had both of those last night. We had the drop, and then also it recovered before markets opened.
That's right.
So it could go either way here. The thing, and when I'm in doubt, I go, well, what's the nearest level? And the nearest level is this one at 24,947, which would give us another lower high, and then for me give us the momentum to really head down lower to that 24. I have 23.7. Let me just double check. Yeah, 23,715. Yeah, let's call it 715.
I like it. Yeah, that's a similar setup here. So that basically confirms that we would post quickly or briefly above the weekly VWAP. R2 is at 950 on my chart here. We're already seeing resistance here at 796, but let's just see how we open here in the next couple of minutes. There could be a little bit more of a retrace. And as I mentioned, if we're looking at the higher time frames, I'm expecting the retrace could continue up to 884, which is again above the weekly VWAP. Hang on one second.
So I'm really just going to be looking for shorts here. My 1 micro, I'm trying to get into the short. And to me, it would be invalidated if we crossed above 2570, which to me seems crazy. I can't imagine we get there, but maybe we do. Then I'd be out.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. We have 1 minute, 50 seconds. Hello, Adventure Trader. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to have you here. Always a pleasure. Oof. What is going to happen in markets today? There was no news last night that I could see, but I did wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, right when the turn was going to happen. And I was like, I should go long here. I should go long. But
yeah, going
4 a.m. Tom
would have been a good one for sure. That this whole move here is over 300 points in the overnight, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank God volatility's back, huh, Tom? VIX over 20 finally.
Yeah.
Maybe with less choppiness. You and I observed that just looking at the opening charts here as well on the regular trading session. Oops, let me get to my. Here we go. On the regular trading session, for a while there, we were noticing that the trend would show up in the first hour of the session and then maybe get choppy for the remainder of the session. It seems to be the other way around now, where it's choppy in the open, and then by the middle of the session, we get a trend. So I'm kind of expecting the same thing might happen here today. We have a tiny gap down, but I'm going to ignore that. It's already been invalidated anyway. I am expecting it could be a little bullish from the open here, but I'm going to give this several candles because I'm expecting that the open could still be choppy, and then we establish the trend.
Right. Yeah, my impulse right now is to jump into a long, but I hate going if I have a short bias. I hate being long, like temporarily. It's like, Tom, you got to be right twice in a row now. Just just wait.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know what to do though if we don't get a rise up. Like, at what point would I jump into a short if we do fall? I guess we'd have to fall below EVWAP, confirm it, and then I would go short.
Right. That's probably a good play here as well. I've got EVWAP though at my S1 line, so that makes things pretty conflicting for me as well. Because I expect buyers to show up there.
That's right.
The S1 line also happens to coincide with yesterday's session low.
Yeah, I don't want to be a hero here. Let's just gonna see what happens.
And we're right in between S1 and R1. So these types of opens are really tough for me. It's hard to establish direction. So I'm going to give it some time. I'll probably establish an orb range and then trade the range outside of that. I'm sure it's going to be a little weird here from the open.
Awesome. So trend following, scalping, both?
Just the scalping. So it's one M and Q. I've changed a couple of my rules here just a little bit and tested this. Yesterday, I was able to pick up a 76% win rate across 17 trades and did really well just following this new approach here. Because I'm on the 2-minute chart now, the range of my trade is a little bit larger. So I'm usually going for between 20 and 30 points per trade. And it's a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio.
Okay.
I'll probably do some of the negative RR depending on how volatile the candles are. But just from the open here, we're like right on target for what is typical for an opening. So I'll probably do the 30 and 30. And so what that would mean is the scalp would include a take profit at 30 and then a 30-point trailing stop.
Got it.
And I have the alerts here kind of set up. If I hover over this, you'll see there's a line for, oops, do I have the drawings off? No, they're up here. So here are my 4 drawings. I've got my entry for long. And when I move that line down, that'll buy one M and Q, just one micro, take profit at 30 points, trailing stop of 30 points. If I'm going to do a short, it would be the same exact structure in the opposite direction. I've got an exit line in case I feel like I need to exit out. And then Tom, you and I talked yesterday, sometimes price action tells a story that we're heading in a particular direction. And if I haven't been stopped out yet, I can send a cancel line, which would cancel all my open orders for M and Q, and that would eliminate my bracket order and allow me to just ride the trend the rest of whatever I'm seeing. And this can happen from time to time. We've seen it. Flash candles come out of nowhere. You can tell something's happening, throw a cancel order on the screen, and then that would allow me to ride the trend however long that's going to run for.
Right. Just as a modification there, so you have to drag that line to the active candle for it to trigger.
Yeah.
If you set the condition for that alert to greater than 0, then the moment you unpause it, it'll fire and then it'll turn off on its own, right?
So I think that's a good point. Let me look at the condition.
I just can't remember how reliable it is to go for the greater than. No, it is reliable, greater than 0.
Yeah, I think you're right. If I say price is greater than value and put 0 here,
yeah,
then that would trigger the alert. So that's no longer even relying on the line. That would just be an alert that I push play on. That's an interesting idea. I gotta go fix the alert now, but yeah, I'll give that a try, because that would allow me to basically just hit play on the alert instead of actually dragging the line down on the chart, right?
That's right, exactly. Yep. Oh, look at that, move up.
Okay, so that's a bit of the bullish move we were anticipating. Now we're right.
I hate when my levels here. Well, I want to short at 24,950 or 944, but I hate when there's another level like this level up here. It's not near, but it's not far away enough yet to make me discount it. And so I feel like because the wick can be in here, right? The wick can be this whole area in here. So I'm going to get chopped up, I think, several times before I can actually choose the trend. But I'm like, I need to short right from as high as possible. That's the only way I feel comfortable. And so I have to take 2, 3, 4 hits. Oh my God. All right, look at that move. God, I wish I was long at 4 a.m. All right, what's gold doing? Gold, yeah, gold pulled back. I was like, okay, when gold pulls back to its average, maybe I'll go ahead and take a long there. But the dollar is now at support. The dollar is now at support, so I don't want to go long gold while it's at support. Not sure what to make it here. And then Besson is out there, my favorite Treasury Secretary in the history of all Treasury Secretaries, is out there, just throwing Molotov cocktails on everyone. I don't know what to think.
All right.
Trump flat out said yesterday, yeah, a journalist asked him, well, what happens if you start a trade war? He goes, you're in a trade war. What? Why are you saying that?
Great. I mean, that explains some of the volatility here. I mean, just looking at the 2-hour chart here over these last several trading sessions and the weekly VWAP alone, it's been a sideways, choppy, we don't know what the hell's going on kind of movement here.
That's right.
This is a clear indication that we're afraid. This is an indication we have no idea how to respond to this now.
No clue. You did the linear regression on that yesterday. Was it 0.5, 0.58?
Yeah, I don't even have to measure it. You can tell just looking at it. This is a sideways channel. But if we pull it from the bottom candle to the current candle, 0.08, which basically indicates that there is no relationship between price and time.
Right. Brutal.
Yeah.
I was so like, everything that's been happening, it's sort of like my Bible. Like, in trouble in time, someone might open up a Bible and read their favorite verses.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I don't do that. I go and read the paper from Artemis Capital, Chris Cole's Dragon Portfolio.
Okay.
How do you, if you had to have a portfolio open for 100 years and you can never change the allocation, what allocation would you do?
Sure.
And I have always liked the section on long volatility as an asset to own over time in order to hedge against these different things, as well as gold. He goes, owning 20% gold is like required. And I remember initially when I saw that, I was like, why would I want to do that? And now gold at $4,000, $4,000 or more an ounce, you're just like, okay, you were right, Chris Cole.
Yeah. All right, so I gave a long a try here. I've got a quick scalp in play. It looks like
all right.
I need to drag this down and this up.
What's your entry?
This one got in at 805.
805. Oh, so yeah, you should get that 30 points easy.
The trailing stop is already pushed up a little bit, so there it goes. Yeah, it just canceled out. Bummer. Almost had it. It was about halfway there.
Right. Actually, I sort of want to go along here.
Yeah, it felt like the right move to the weekly VWAP, but then now sellers are back in again, and now we're pushing below VWAP.
Well, there was two 15-minute unmitigated levels there. They're cleared now. I'm going to try the long now myself. Yeah, I love this pushback here. And if it falls, it falls. All right, I'm in at 743. Is there a way to turn off that order filled?
Yeah, hold on one sec. Sounds.
Sometimes I leave my computer on overnight, and I'll wake up in the middle of the night. I'll hear order filled, just screaming at the top of its lungs. Oh my god!
Okay.
All right, come on, give me some juice. I was like, what chart are you on? Oh, that's a 2-minute. Right, you're on the 2-minute now. That's great.
Yep, moving a little bit longer. I don't know.
All right, I lost that trade.
That one is looking much more bearish now.
Yeah, I Really want to see that top level get mitigated. 943.
All right. That's my other issue. ATR is a bit larger than the size of my trades. I got to move that.
Good morning, Jarmo. Nice to have you here. Bon matin, Peter. English only, please. We don't speak French in the chat.
Come on. Go a direction.
You're short?
I'm short.
Yeah.
P&L window is back. That is correct. So I got 2 Apex accounts and a Tradify account that I'm working on here.
I like the Ventura. I like seeing it. Yeah, I like the colors there too, buddy.
Should be green across the board though, Tom. Let's get this trade.
Red is for the feelings though. Oh, the good feelings.
About 309 left in this particular candle for 15.
Right.
There we go. Yeah, this is the choppiness I was expecting.
Yeah.
We keep seeing this. So as mentioned, we expect choppiness from the open and then a trend later in the day, which just means we're sitting on our hands here until something actually happens.
Is there any economic news today? No. Nothing important. Okay.
Let me put this up here.
I want to go long so badly.
The beauty of trading these micros is that it is so much easier for me to manage risk here and just let the trade execute instead of trying to exit too early.
That's right.
Letting these candles play out. We'll see what happens.
What's the point value for gold contracts? Let me see here.
Gold is, if you're doing GC directly, it's $10 per point.
Okay, so that's why it's brutal to trade that at.
$100 per point. Excuse me. MGC is $10 per point.
Right. So I was trading it. I can't remember what it was. I was like, why am I getting stopped out all the time on the on the MGC?
Ugh, this candle's killing me.
I thought you were short.
I am short, but it just won't go down. It keeps bouncing off of whatever this is at 716.
Right.
I'm trying to get it down to 695.
Well, it's bouncing off a mitigated level, so I think it's going through there.
There we go. Okay. There's a good trade. Now we're up $25 here. So the goal is to get to 300 for the day.
For the day.
For the day. And at the moment, I've got a 50% win rate. That was two trades.
Okay. Do I want to go short? No, I don't. You know why? Because it's red and it's falling. That's my malfunction. I don't know. It served me well over the last few days. Just to wait till the highest peak and then short from there. That's been great. Oh, poor Bitcoiners. Are you, well, I'm part of a group chat for crypto. It's crypto only. And just the sadness, all the joy has been drained out. It's been, what is it? It's supposed to be a 3-year bull run. And the bull run started in October 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And, but we never got the euphoria. So all these indicators were built over the last couple of years. That's like, this is how you're going to be able to tell these 30 indicators are going to let you know when we're at the top and blah, blah, blah. And none of them have fired really to indicate a top yet. Bitcoin's falling and we're not at 250,000. I was watching an interview with Arthur Hayes and Tom Lee on Bankless, the Bankless podcast, the crypto podcast, and it was just like last week, and they're like, "Do you still think we're going to get to $250,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year?" They're like, "Yes," and $10,000 ETH. Like, okay, that's what has to happen in the world for that to occur in the next 6 weeks. I don't know.
Those types of predictions are always fascinating to me because it's hard to tell how you really derive some of this. It just feels like, a lot of big guesses, but occasionally some of these guys are just spot on.
So that's a classic scam, right? The scam is you make a prediction, you send it to a group of people. If you're right, you then send another prediction. Sorry, you make two predictions.
Yeah.
You send one set to 50%, another set to another 50%, and then you keep sending two predictions to the winning set of people until you get people at the end who believe everything that you say, and then you sell whatever you're going to sell. I actually don't see any benefit to them. Like, why would you ever go on a podcast there and say, like, I think we're going to get to $250,000 by the end of the year? Like, why are you doing that? Like, what's the benefit to you other than if you're wrong, no one really remembers, and if you're right, you're a hero?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I find to be like very suspicious. I say it, but I'm facetious, and I think nothing I say really matters. So I have no problem calling for $1 million Bitcoin by the end of the year.
Well, one of the things that I've learned is what Howard Marks and Warren Buffett have both said, which is that there's not a lot of global macro forecasters out there that have phenomenal portfolios.
That's exactly right. Because there's no way to make a prediction and know what year it'll be right in. Like,
Sure.
macro trades can be 2 to 10 years long.
The perfect micro example of this is how you and I are able to call out where we think price is going to travel in a given day, but that doesn't translate to perfect P&L. You still got to be able to put a trade on at exactly the right time and manage that risk well. And it's the risk part of it that's the hardest part to manage, especially if you're trading prop firm accounts.
The last big macro trade. Oh, look at that! Look at that move up. Oh, please get to the blue level.
This downtrend just got invalidated, so I'm looking to maybe put a scalp long on here just in a second.
Well, we're right in the chop thing here, right?
We are.
Like, it's likely a few times to. Well, you just need 30 points.
That's right. Maybe less. No, it's actually gone up. ATR is coming up a little bit. So yeah, I'll probably shoot for 30 points. Yeah. So let me get the buy prepared here. All I have to do is go in here and change my message if I need to change the number of points. But I have this ready to go depending on where this next candle closes. It's looking good though.
Isn't this though the move already for this bounce, that it's done and that it's going to pull back, and then like you want to get in at 24,722 if you were thinking it's going to run up, as opposed to the move has already happened?
Of course, yeah. But I already missed the move down here at 727, so this candle's done. If it pulls back and confirms above VWAP here, I may still want to take it to the weekly VWAP, assuming that it passes the, we're inside the R1 band right now anyway. Weekly VWAP would be my next resistance point in my mind.
I guess the question I have is that if you're aiming for the weekly VWAP, shouldn't you enter the trade at the low end of the sideways move? Like the next time it gets down? Yeah.
But I wasn't going to get in here. I wasn't sure if we were going to hit resistance below VWAP and then continue down. This candle right here is confirmation that we're going to post above VWAP now. We just opened the next candle, but I need to see this one close above VWAP for me to want to get long here.
Interesting.
Because otherwise the whole thing could be invalidated.
Right.
And then we push back down again. This is just a lower high for the session here.
Right. So like now is where I would take a short.
Yeah, and I'm not doing anything yet until I see confirmation.
Of course. I just I love how for both of us, sometimes confirmation is the same, and sometimes they're 100% different or 180-degree different.
Yeah.
Like for me, the confirmation of the move up to where we are right now is that candle, the doji candle at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that candle closes like that. That's where I take along.
Yeah. I might just have a little bit different of a system.
Yeah, I mean, my success rate is not crazy high either.
But it'll be good.
I just like
I'm still good for 30 points in here. It's 82 points to weekly VWAP still. And that's a very bullish looking candle. Looks good.
Yeah, that is pretty bullish.
So I want to see about half of that candle retrace, and I'll try to get in right about here at 780. That's about right. Let's give that a try. Easy. I don't have much to travel. I think I've got enough room. My sell stop is right at the bottom of the candle.
Oh, nice. Oh, real tight. Okay, good.
Yeah, 30 points isn't much. Trailing stop is already pushing upward. The nice thing about the trailing stops is obviously being able to take some of the risk off the table with every point that moves in my direction.
Okay, so that's one of the major differences we have between our two different styles.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not looking for a trend. I don't scalp. I need my stop to never move from where it is. It needs to give me as much room as possible.
Yeah.
Which I find very interesting. Because every time you're scalping, I'm so envious. But I know I can't be disciplined in doing the scalp. I can't do it.
Yeah.
If I have to press the button too often, if I press it 5 times, I'm going to press it 10. There's no way I could stop.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's something I'm trying to work on. All right, so that's trade number 3, and that gives me a 66% win rate so far today.
Oh, awesome! You did it. Yeah, and I would have shorted when I told you, and I would have been stopped out.
Yep. And the nice thing is I already picked up that candle, and if it's going to pull back from here, I'm already out. That's partly why I love the scalping approach so much, is that I don't care if the trend isn't going to continue. It did here, but it looks like it's going to go ahead and touch weekly VWAP, which is where I'm ready to turn around and take the other side of this trade once the regression trend completes. So if I go ahead and start this new regression trend, we can take a look at where this is going. Obviously, this is very bullish. And yeah, I can't even cover the candles properly because it's such a strong uptrend.
Right.
We'll give it a second here. When it starts to pull back, I'm looking for a break of this trend, and then I'll head to the short side. It's just the same process over and over again, looking for reversals. But I want to see it break out of the regression channels first.
Yeah, short here to 24,762 is oh wow, look at that. Okay, so we are going to get to that blue line.
So
all right.
One of the other nice things about futures here is that you can buy as much risk as you want. You guys see $81 in profit on my screen there, 82, 78. It's basically $80 across all the 3 accounts. My objective is just to get to 300 because I'm trading much smaller accounts now between 25,000 and 50,000, and my profit targets are a little bit easier to get to. That said, I'm also testing a new system, so I want to only trade 1 micro at a time and just kind of grind my way to a base hit until I can prove out the system. So the nice thing is, if I decide to move up to 1 mini, this would be $800 across these accounts instead of 80, just 10x the return. Or if I do 5 micros, that obviously can multiply it by 1.5. But I want to test. I'm going to get past 100 trades first on this system, make sure that my win rate checks out. Right now, since I started this approach, I've taken 20 trades and I'm at a 75% win rate. And I'm making $17 on each trade.
Guys, this is why it's so useful to use the Traders Post platform in order to chain these prop firm accounts together. And he's able to send one signal from the TradingView platform to Traders Post in order to get that signal through. It's just such a fantastic ability to be able to subscribe to the different endpoints, to the different prop firms. And he could do this across multiple different prop firms if he wanted to. Have different types of risk parameters for each one. He's doing 1 micro over here for one account. He can decide for the next one to do 2 on the second one and 3 on the third one if he wanted to, just to see how that plays out.
Yep.
You get that flexibility. So if you guys are interested, you can always feel free to go to traderspost.io, use coupon code PropScaling20 in order to get 20% off your monthly or yearly subscription. And yes, if you already have a subscription, you can use this for add-ons. Just a little plug there.
Don't forget, this one is brought to you by Blue Sky. And we've, if you guys are interested, we have the whole list of prop firms is available in your dashboard. If you just click on, Tom, if you can share my screen here. If you click on brokers and then hit the prop firms filter, this shows you all of the list of prop firms that we now support. Looks like we've added a couple as well. I see Ola Prime and Fidias here. I didn't see those before. So the team is actively working on any new integrations we're finding with, Project X or Tradeovate. We support both platforms. In many cases, you have the ability to choose which platform works for you. So if you click on Tradeify, you'll see I can choose Tradeovate or Project X as my platform of choice. So depending on what kind of accounts you set up, you always have the ability to choose that and then subscribe your prop firm account to a strategy where all of your signals are going to be sent through. You can see like I'm using this scalp strategy to trade these 3 prop firm accounts, and those accounts all get the same signal. So like that last buy order that you guys saw on my screen shows the MNQ buy at quantity of 1, my take profit of 30 points, and my trailing stop loss of 30 points here, executed across those 3 accounts concurrently. And the beauty of our system is its reliability. We don't do a leader follower type of approach here. Traders Post is really an execution engine that works in parallel with all the accounts at the same time. So sort of like old school Christmas lights. If one light goes out, all of them go out. That's how the other copiers work out there. For us, everything works concurrently. So if one light bulb is out or an account is in auto liquidation, it's your leader account, it doesn't cause the trade to fail for all the other accounts. All right. Is that a reversal off the weekly VWAP just as predicted?
I think isn't this a confirmation? Wait a minute. You're underneath the weekly VWAP. I'm above the weekly VWAP. Why are we looking for? Oh wait, are you doing extended or?
I'm on the regular trading hours, so my weekly VWAP is going to print a little bit different of a number. I've got 24,870 and then 24,840 on the electronic hours.
Okay, so for me, we're confirming the weekly VWAP.
Got it.
That's what's going on over here. I have a limit order at 24,940. That's what I'm looking to short from. So I believe we're going to bounce here, but we'll see.
Oh, shoot. I put a short on, but I set my take profit at 40 points instead of 30. So I'm probably going to move my exit line down as we move into profit here. Caleb, hi, welcome. Appreciate you joining us. We're using prop firm accounts for our trading here. You asked which exchange we're using. We use our own platform, which is called Traders Post, and it allows us to trade multiple prop firm accounts at the same time, allowing us to scale our trades out. So you can see my particular strategy here is connected to 3 different prop firms, and I can go to my strategy dashboard and kind of review all my open orders here as well as my open P&L. Looks like I actually might nail this trade here. My trailing stop has already moved into back to the break-even point, so I'm going to let this one play out. Depending on what happens.
15-minute candle.
Yeah, I see it bouncing off the 8. Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool.
Yay!
So that trade, we're up at 156 now.
You're halfway there.
I'm trading 3 different prop firm accounts at the same time here, 2 Apex and 1 Tradeify account. All right, so that is trade number 4.
So your goal is 300 profit, and then you're going to stop. Is that the
Yeah,
idea?
the objective is to hit the 300 and then and maintain my win rate above 75%. So I'm at 75% right now.
Awesome.
So one more, if I have one more loser from here, I'll have to call it a day.
I have a 0% success rate with trades this morning. But for me, it's all about catching that trend. And when I catch a trend, I make $400 to $1,000 at a time. So I'll take 4 or 5 bites of that apple. To me, entering in at the extreme is like making a 3-point shot from across the court.
It's just a Steph Curry move. There's no doubt about it.
I just love it so much.
Especially if you are nailing your support and resistance zones on the higher time frames. It's partly why I'm always showing those lines here on the chart, R1 and R2, because the reliable point in which I expect buyers and sellers to show up is going to come down to VWAP, anchored VWAP, weekly VWAP, or these support and resistance zones. And those all can be seen on the higher time frames. VWAP is such a wonderful indicator. It doesn't really matter what time frame you're on. You should have roughly the same value unless you're looking at regular trading hours versus the electronic hours, which is why Tom and I always have different numbers. And the reason for that is that I'm calculating less candles than Tom is. Tom's using all of the overnight candles to calculate VWAP, where I am not. Interesting bounce there right off of session VWAP.
Yep. Come on, get up to that level. Get up to 940. You know what I want.
Man, that's
I want everyone to be like, oh my God, it's bullish. We're gonna get up. And I'm gonna be like, nope. Time to join the sellers.
All right, so that now confirms that R1 now just became S1. So I'm going to move my lines here. I'll move R2 up to the 786 retracement line. I've got R1 at a little above 618. We just wicked the 618, by the way, on the 2-hour chart. I do want to keep an eye on that because this is still has a ton of potential to kind of post at roughly 888 and then still reverse from here. It could go a little bit further. So I'm going to put my R1 line at 948. And now resistance has now become support at 796. And S2 is now down at 648.
Do you have orders on those lines?
No. Should I?
I was like, oh yeah, you have to think about it.
I think the downside with an order like this is that let's say I put it on S2, for example, and I just traded 1 micro, it could still draw down 200 or more points, which would be $400 on a micro, before I actually get right back up to profit again. It seems feasible, maybe on a larger account, to try stuff like that in the overnight session.
But what about the idea that, you're right, that candle will continue, but that you're likely to get a bounce just as it touches that line, get your scalp, and then it continues?
It's kind of a falling knife situation. I'm likely to just hit the stop because support never shows up exactly on the line. Sometimes we'll wick supports, but sometimes it goes beyond. So I don't know. The win rate feels pretty low on that.
The moment you say falling knife, I go, yes, falling knife. What's the opposite one?
In The Departed, he's like, yeah. It's one of my favorite memes. All right.
In our group chat, we send the
pullback from weekly VWAP there. If you can see that candle.
Are you gonna? So the second time it happens, is it less reliable to get that short?
I don't know. It feels more reliable, right?
Well, because that level's now weaker, so it should be more likely that it'll break through. It should be more likely that it'll break through the weekly VWAP.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, overall, the trend here is moving upward. We posted a lower high. We're about ready to press for a higher high in the session. And we already kind of predicted here that we would push higher to this original R1 level that moves beyond the 618 line before potentially pulling back from here. So I agree. I mean, it could definitely keep going. There's no question.
Beautiful. So how does it feel? The 1 micro versus the one mini?
Yeah, it's less emotional for sure. I think there was definitely some emotional trading. My trading journal does not look great over the last 3 weeks. It feels good to be back in a seat where I'm in control again. I feel like the size of my trades is manageable. The risk is manageable. The profit targets are manageable. And it's just a question of scaling from here. So I have some rules I'm going to try to follow around maintaining that win rate, maintaining the daily profit goals, and of course the rules around when I need to get out for the day so that that win rate is managed. Since most of these trades are going to be one-to-one trades, that means that I really have to manage that win rate if I'm going to be profitable over the long run. So I'm aiming for that 75% win rate, getting out when I'm below that point, below 75% for a trading session, so that I can maintain the long-term average. And then I'm only going to scale up when I've proved it every 100 trades. So after, let's see, I'm on trade 20 right now. So I need 80 more trades in this direction, proving out the approach before I'm willing to move to 2 MNQ, and then eventually 3 MNQ and 4. And I'll try to move my way up to probably 5 MNQ as the biggest size. And that should allow me to scale into larger accounts over time.
One thing I realized recently was that because I have 4 accounts, and I was like, oh, in order to be safe, I'm just going to treat each account separately. And I just increase dramatically how wrong I'd be, because I'd have to split my attention between the 4 or do them consecutively. And I'd see a good setup in one, I'd have that setup, it would go, and then now I have to find another setup in the second account, and then the third account, and the fourth account. And I was like, this is not working. I got to be right so often that I might as well just lower my risk, tie them all together, take the one trade, and it's been just a relief. I'm supposed to be like, oh, well, I blew one of the 4, so it's fine. Let me buy another one. I still have these other 3, and I just keep blowing and blowing and blowing and blowing the accounts.
Yep.
It just was not working. So now they're all tied together. I send the one signal. They're all taking the same level of risk. And all my evals and my funded accounts just move up together now.
Yep, I like it. I'm still not much of a fan of grinding my way through an eval account. It does feel like a lot of wasted time, but I want to prove a system out here before I move. So the nice thing was to add the funded Tradify account, and I'll probably add a couple more of those once I get to maybe 40 or 50 trades, and just start sort of adding accounts in a staggered way.
Yeah, I haven't jumped into the director funded stuff yet, because I mean, I blew 17 eval accounts. So I was like, well, if I'm going to blow those, I'm going to blow the director funded. So let me just practice here.
I don't know, Tom, that's looking like resistance at the weekly VWAP.
My new mantra is I cannot tell where the price is. I cannot tell from the candle movements where price will go. I've just been drilling that in my head. Tom, you cannot tell.
Okay.
Because then it'll just completely reverse out of one candle, and then we're like, I didn't see that coming at all. So now I just go the levels, the price levels. That's where we're good at, where the price levels are, and it's just choose what price level you're aiming towards and trade in that direction until it validates. Everything else, I do not go anymore by how it looks.
Sure, I agree with you. I think what's interesting is if we take away all the indicators and we're just looking at recent support and resistance levels, obviously a good place to be short here would be at 857. I like it at 857.
Right.
I spoke with Austin Silver yesterday and interviewed him for our show Trading Bot Sessions. Really excited to have you guys take a look at that. The show was really good. We spoke for about an hour, and he covered all kinds of really cool things on psychology and how he looks at price and what he's learned from the Forex markets and futures markets, how he manages risk, a lot of really cool stuff. And, he's such a big name in the space that he doesn't really need much of an introduction, but he hasn't actually been interviewed about his story for a long time now, which I thought was great. We got that opportunity to cover his history. And it sounds like he'd like to return the favor. I'm going to be on his show in the next couple of weeks and cover my background, which has also never been really covered. So fantastic. The exciting thing that he really revealed to me, though, the part that was really eye-opening, is how he looks at price. He doesn't really look at exact price points. He's looking, he said mainly he pays attention to the y-axis here. Where do I like price in general? Okay, I like it at 850 or I like it at 875. And he's not really interested in indicator values as much as he's just looking at the overall support and resistance zones on the chart. Makes sense to me. That also, if you're looking at it from a risk managed perspective, you are more inclined to take smaller positions if you know that the range of your prices that you like are much wider. So you're going to have to take smaller size, and that sort of forces you into that zone.
That's a great point. I didn't even think about that.
If NQ moved in 25-point increments, what kind of position size would you put on, right?
So this candle here that we just saw, this big, this is what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I go, it looks like it's going down. I go,
Who knows?
one candle later, the story can be completely different.
Completely
and
reversed.
So I just don't.
So now we're up against, or now we're over the weekly VWAP. We're hitting the 618 line on the 15-minute chart. It's also the same on the 2-hour chart. And our next R1 is at 951. So I think what I'm doing here is just watching where this bullish trend continues. And if we find a reversal out of here, I might scalp out the reversal later in the session here. We have already noticed that it seems to take a little while for a trend to form from the open. So probably in the next hour or so, it'll finally get to a trend. And I'll probably be able to grab a few more trades and then call it a day here and maintain my win rate.
Yeah, it's between 10 and 12 that the trend starts.
That's what I'm noticing too. Yeah.
So that's why I'm very excited now that we're in the 10 o'clock candle. As soon as we hit 940 here, I'm going to be entering to a short. I believe we're in a wick, and then we fall down and we trend lower for the rest of the session. Where if it's going to happen, it should happen around now. This candle. That's my other line. My other line is this is not the candle.
This isn't the candle.
This isn't the candle.
Yeah. There we go.
Did I get knocked out there?
Well, I don't know. I don't know where it went. Well, I don't know how many more trades I'm going to be taking here right now. I'm going to wait for the rest of this move and look for a reversal once we start hitting resistance. Scalp that for 20, 30 points, depending on where ATR falls down. We're at a point now where ATR is continuing to rise, which is great. I love it when ATR goes up in a bullish environment.
Yeah, market up, vol up. That's
yep.
That's rough.
Well, vol is down from an options perspective. The VIX is down 7%. But if you're looking at ATR on the chart here, let me pull up my ATR indicator. You can see where we just continue to move up as price action continues here, which is usually a good sign of a trend forming, especially with volume supporting behind it. It looks like it's just going to keep going for a minute.
Come on, I want that short. I'm getting into a short right now.
930.
Yeah, I wanted to get 940, but I'm trigger happy here. I've been waiting for this. Okay, perfect. This is where I want to be. And if it fails, I'll keep on shorting.
There's your 940.
Yeah.
All right, I'll join you, Tom.
And I'm willing to take multiple shorts on this because I believe we don't have much more room to the upside here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If we're going to go to 25,000, fine.
Yeah, you think this is exhaustion here? We're right in the middle of the band.
We're mitigating the daily level that was created from, when were you created? October 16th, so yesterday. So this is where I expect to bounce to. It still wants to move. Come on, give me more room.
955, 959, 960. Okay, and that's another really good candle there on the bull side. If it does retrace from here, it would be retracing back to the 8 EMA. It'd be, I don't know. I feel like my odds are not in my favor on this trade.
Never tell me the odds.
What is that from?
Harrison Ford and to Star Wars.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Never tell me the odds.
I know that line. Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Come on.
Reverse like you want to.
All right. So I'm going to get ready to move my take profit line, or excuse me, my exit line down just to move into break even for this trade. Well, it's kind of already there. I'm just going to keep the buy stop where it is. The trailing stop's already moved down enough to where I feel pretty good about it. But I want to see us eat up at least half of this move.
Right. Okay.
I'm definitely expecting that buyers will still continue from here, but it could be a small amount of profit I can take off the table on this one.
I am not. I'm expecting sellers to come in and force.
I mean, a little bit there, but now we're at the bottom of the previous candle. Come on, a little further. A little further. I have my exit at 900. I don't know if we're going to get there.
Yeah. 906 is really the...
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just get out here. It'll probably hit 900, but I'd rather take the profit. All right, so I'm at 213. I only need a couple more trades here, Tom, and then I'm done for the day.
Awesome. I want this to be the short. I want this to be the short. I'm just in for the rest of the day. I don't look up until, 4 o'clock? No. Can't make that mistake. 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Can't hold these positions till 3 o'clock. That's how it reverses the whole thing the rest of the day. Right. When everyone covers at the end of the day, you don't want to be there. So 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then I'm exited. But I'm happy about this.
Some firms will actually give you a little extra time. As long as you're closed before the maintenance window, you're good to go. Some are at the 15-minute mark past the New York session close. So that would be 4 p.m. So you get until 4:15 p.m. Eastern to close out your positions, which is kind of nice because occasionally we get earnings reports that'll push the market after the market closes, the stock market closes. Right. And there's a little bit of an opportunity to pick up a little extra win there. For me, I like to close everything out right before the stock market closes. The last 10 minutes of the session are always exciting. There's usually some, end of day buying or selling, and there's some candles to pick up there. But otherwise, the price action has always been at the start of the session and sometimes in the afternoon. Up until recently, it seems like we get these overnight moves, a little bit of a chop in the opening part of the session, and then a trend for the rest of the day, which is really great for any kind of trend followers that are looking to just hold the position for the session. And I'm starting to feel more comfortable heading in that direction now. It hasn't been the case for a while.
Right. Although those trends have been starting because that's when Donald Trump decides to tweet.
That's true.
You look back and you're like, there's a tweet at that exact time. Oh my God.
That's true.
Jesus Christ. It's not market dynamics. It's King Trump who's moving markets.
Yeah. How'd you do on that short? Are you still in it?
I'm still in it. I'm going to hold it. Either it'll stop out or I'll hold it till... I'm honestly expecting to go down to what we were talking about before.
Weekly VWAP's at 870 on the regular session, and then 840 still on the electronic session. So between 870 and 840.
I'm looking for 23,700. Like I'm looking for it just the
you really want
bottom
to go
to
down.
fall out.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what I just whatever is in that direction, and wherever I am by the time 230, 245 rolls around, that's what I'll be. And if I'm wrong here and I get stopped out, I'm going to enter again at the next high, enter again at the next high, and that's the way trading that way has been the best for me so far over the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's been a rough one. I've tried in the past to fade bullish moves like this in a bull market. This one's interesting because we've been in this sideways choppy environment where trying to sell a bull candle seems more likely to occur. Of course, if we're in a downtrend overall on the 2-hour chart, that's a much better approach. So I like it. I like your strategy here, but I tend to wait for the very clear overbought areas before I try to sell on the above VWAP. We're getting close here, but we're not quite to overbought yet for me to feel like I'd want to short against that candle and then hold it for longer. The scalps definitely make sense because all I need is that quick pullback and I'm out, get out of the position. But if I were to try to call the top here, I don't think we're there yet.
Right.
I think we could still hit R2 and then maybe turn around. But who knows? How many times have we played this game?
All right, we'll leave it there, folks. For today, we're going to be back next Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for even more trading. Thank you so much to our sponsor, Blue Sky, for being here with us, as well as everyone in the chat, especially Aventura and Jarmo. You guys are regulars, and we thank you for it. If you guys want to be notified of the other things that we do here at Traders Post, in addition to traderspost.io, you can go ahead and click like and subscribe and click the notification bell in order to be notified. We do a lot of content here. We want to help you guys in all kinds of different ways, and we do that for you. But for now, we'll wish you, as always, happy trading.
Cheers, everybody.